Hi guys, today in science we are going to be starting a new topic. It's environmentalism and it's going to tie in with language arts a little bit. What we have today is my lesson, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about things that have to do with the environment and specifically climate today. Also, we have three videos. The first one is a video that explains, Joe from It's Okay to Be Smart explains how the climate and the changes that we have in climate, what's happening with it, how it's going to affect or how it affects the world right now. Second one is Elliot from Misconceptions, and he talks about misconceptions that people have about climate change and issues that we have. And the third one is from Crash Course Kids, and it explains the difference between weather and climate, and that's a really big deal with all of these. Today you have three questions, and they're pretty easy. They are based on the videos, including mine, but then the three videos, pretty easy questions. Make sure you have them done because they are graded. And I have a little teaching from before that, but that's pretty much it. So watching the rest of this video, watching those three videos, answering your questions, and then you'll get your scores for that. If you have any questions on those things or anything like that, please email me. Just let me know. When you talk about climate change or climate, you always hear about things called greenhouse gases or the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse concept works like this. For hundreds of years, people realized that if you have a greenhouse, if you put glass around some plants, even in the wintertime, you can keep it warm in there so that they can grow. What happens is the sun, and this is not to scale, has its light and heat, shines down, goes through the glass, and inside warms up what's on the bottom through, it's a convection type thing, and then all the heat inside there that's caused by that can escape because the glass protects it from escaping or keeps it from escaping. So it's nice and toasty warm in the greenhouse, even if it's super cold outside, like even if it's snowing or whatever. It could be really cold outside, but it'll be warm inside the greenhouse. Let's get rid of this greenhouse and see how it affects the earth. Earth, not to scale. The earth has a kind of a, within our atmosphere, obviously there's air, there's different things, mostly nitrogen, there's carbon dioxide in there, there's oxygen. Everything that's in there kind of acts like the glass in a greenhouse. So as the sun rays comes down, it warms up the earth inside, just like if you're outside and you sit in the sun too much, you get really hot. But some of that heat gets rebounded or escapes the earth's the atmosphere, so it can leave. So it keeps the earth, enough of the heat is in there to keep the earth at a certain temperature that it usually kind of gets in this normal type temperature range, and some of it leaves. Some of these gases are heavier than others, and one is the carbon dioxide. So the more the carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere, the thicker the atmosphere will be. And as the sun comes down, warms up the earth, less of that heat can get away and goes out to space. So the earth acts just like a greenhouse, keeping it warmer in there. Now this has happened over time, over lots and lots of millions of years, and it kind of comes in waves, but the biggest concern right now is that it's happening so quickly that it's going to make a lot of changes super quick. And that is really the big issue, that yes, it's happened before, but it's happening very quickly. And the reason that it's happening so quickly is that we're putting an awful lot of carbon dioxide into the air. I'm outside on purpose today just to kind of show you the difference between weather and climate. It's April 15th and it is cold and windy. Last night it was 22 degrees, and right now it's not even up above 32 degrees yet. Over back there, a little bit of the snow left from the other day. You'd say, wait a second, how can there be climate change? How can the world be warming up when it's cold like this? That's the big difference. There's a difference between weather and a difference between climate. Weather's what's happened right now. Climate is what happens in a certain area over a certain amount of time. You'll see this in some of the other videos. So just because it's super cold out today in middle April, you shouldn't think it's going to be that cold. That happens.